Welcome back. My name is Dr. Joshua. Before you continue, remember to subscribe to our channel, click the like button, and share. Now, the last time we talked about how to solve the BFC using the northwest corner method, and we did all that. And we say that if you have any question referring the same, you can send it to the comment section. Now, today we have the question here to solve the following BFC using the LCM least cost method. And we have our allotment table here. As you can see, have the demand, have the supply down here. Now, the first step before we continue, we have to check whether our table transportation model is balanced. How can we do that? By checking on the demand and the supply. Now, let's go on demand. Have 10 plus 20 plus 15, which is 45. On the supply side, have 12 plus 18 plus 15, which is 45. So it means our table, our transportation model is balanced, which means demand is equals to supply. Now, for us to continue, we have to know what are the conditions or the guidelines on to solve the problem using the least cost method. The first rule is to find the least cost from the transportation to P. If the least value is unique, we call for allocation. And if the least cost is not unique, we have to check on the demand side and use the one with the maximum demand first before we move to the next. Now, that's the guideline number one. Guideline number two, if the supply is exhausted, we cross off and adjust the demand. And if the demand is exhausted, we cross off and adjust the supply. Having that, we go back to step one and continue with the same procedure. Now, let's start checking on our table here. Remember that we have to allocate starting with the minimum cost. So the minimum here in our table, we have 1. But remember that our 1 is not unique, have another one here. So what can we do? We check on the demand side. Have 10 and then 15. So the second one has the largest demand. So it means we start with this one. So 1, there's a demand of 15 and supply of 12. Which one is the minimum? 12. So we come here and allocate our 12. Then we cross off the supply because we have exhausted it. Then we adjust the demand. Mean with 3. This is 3 remaining. Now, remember that we have exhausted all this column because the supply have been used. There's nothing we can supply anymore. We have used all the allocated supply. Now we move on to the next value. Here, the minimum value is the next one, and our one is now unique. The one is a demand of 10 and the supply of 18. Now, we check on between supply and demand, which one is minimum. Demand is minimum with 10. So, the demand of 10, we come here and allocate it here. 10. Then we cross off the demand because we have exhausted it. So it means nothing more we can demand from this one. So we cross off the row. Now we adjust the supply. 18 minus 10 will remain with 8. We move on to the next value. Which one is the smallest? Choose. We have 5, we have 7, we have 6, we have 8, one is the minimum? We have 5. 5 is our next minimum value. Check on the supply and demand. Have demand of 20, have supply of 8. So supply is minimum. So we come here, allocate 8, 8. So we cross off our supply. So it means this column being exhausted. Then our we adjust our demand remain here with 12. Okay, we move on. We now remember that this one have been crossed off, this one have been crossed off, this one also have been crossed off. Now we remain with this one and this one. So which one is minimum again? We have 7, we have 6. We have 7 and 6. So which one is minimum? In between 7 and 6, the minimum is 6. 6 with the demand of 15 and the supply of 3. So which one is the minimum? Of 3. We allocate it here. All right. Then we cross off the row because we have exhausted it. Then we adjust the supply. So remain with 12. Okay. Now which value is remaining? We have 7. Only remain with 7. 7 has a demand of 12 and supply of 12. It means the two are the same now. Demand and supply are equal. So we allocate here 12 and move on to cross on of the demand because we have exhausted the row. Now we also cross off the column because we have exhausted our supply. Now you can check we have exhausted all our row have been crossed off and all the column have been crossed off. Now we come here and now draw the allotment table. So we have in the first table we have no allotment, so we have the hyphen. The next we have 10. That one we have the hyphen, we have no in allotment. The next one we have hyphen. Next we have 18. The next one have 12. We move here. We have in our allotment we also have here 12. Here now we have the hyphen because we have no in allotment. Here we have 3. Okay. Then draw our table very well. This is allotment table. Okay. Yes. So this is our allotment table with value fitted in. As you can see, we can count the number of allotment. Have 1, have 2, have 3, have 4, have 5. So our number of allotments come here. Number of allotment is equals to 5. This is our number of allotments. Now we finish by calculating the number of units, or the total cost of the transportation model. So we have 10 times 1 plus 18 times 5 plus 12 times 7 plus 12 times 1 plus 13 times 6. Yes. Then we find the total. So the total here will be the number of units that we have. So we have 10 times 1, which is 10 plus 18 times 5. That is 18 times 5, 12 times 7. Yes, our total unit is 274. Now this is our total unit. And this is the least cost method. Thank you for being part of this class. And if you have any question or any concern, you can leave it in the comment section or inbox me with your question, and I will have to respond.